Sorry, my name is David. My last name is Leon.
Right.
When I was a kid here in Santa Barbara, we would all read the newspaper and see the pot shots, and I knew who Ashleigh was. And I was on a walk with my girlfriend about a dozen years ago, and we were approaching Mission Street and Garden Street, and there's a stone bench, and there's a man with a sign that said free advice, and it said Ashleigh Brilliant, and I recognized his signature. And as we got close, I thought that really might be Ashleigh, but I never met him. And I went up to him and I said, "Are you really Ashleigh Brilliant?" And he said, "Yes, I am." And I thought, wow, here he is. And I was so excited. I started asking him about his pot shots. So tell me about the process. And he's talking about the epigrams. And I said, okay, so you have all these rules, and I'm asking all these questions. And he said, "This is free advice. This is not an interview." And so my girlfriend said to him, "I could use a good doctor. Do you have any recommendations?" And he said, "Yeah." And he pulled out his book and gave her the phone number of his doctor. And that was how I met him. And then I really was privileged to become friends with him, and he learned that I worked in the music business, and actually, like a lot of you here, it turns out he's quite a connector of people. And he introduced me to people, and one of them was a film director who's here today, Robert Redfield. And I ended up working on a movie with him because Ashleigh introduced us. And it's amazing how he was such this kind of like a quiet force of nature in a way, hearing all these stories of people. When he learned I was in music, he would call me sometimes and with a song and say, "Can you identify this song?" And he'd start singing the song. Most of the time I didn't know them, but as I was walking here, I walked by that bench at Mission and Garden Street, and it occurred to me I might have a recording of Ashleigh singing, and I found one. So I'd like to just share it with you guys quickly.
There's a girl I used to know. I don't think much, but when I do, I think about that girl I knew. E-O-E-O-Hi-O-Ho, E-O-E-O-Hi-O-Ho.
So there's Ashleigh. Thank you.